adventuring with the S.G.O.C.C. So we didn't bring binoculars. We can't see the fence from here, but I think I can very assuredly say that out there is Mexico.
Yeah.
And that is absolutely because of the monsoons. It's green and it is gorgeous, folks.
A couple hundred years ago, they'd be pushing cows.
Yep.
Large, thousands upon thousands of heads of herds pushing through that this time of year.
So we're going to continue looking for ghost towns along this trail. We came up this and it's overheating a bit, so we're going to get down lower elevations right fast. More to follow. Boy, it heats up fast as soon as we start putting air through the radiator.
Vehicle?
Yeah, we may find ourselves in a place where we're hopping good like the last ones did. That's the road we came in on.
Yep.
Wow, we went that far up?
Yeah.
Well, that's mine property.
Yeah, it is.
No question about that. I think Patagonia must be Spanish for come to find precious metals underground.
What is?
Patagonia.
Oh, Patagonia?
Yeah, it must be Spanish for white men come to find many minerals underground.
Well, I mean, there's a whole region in South America. I want to say Argentina is called Patagonia. The whole southern portion
Yeah.
is.
But
Definitely
this is
Spanish.
America, and America is, we're the best in everything. So our Patagonia is valued than their Patagonia, even though their Patagonia is very likely a lot older than our Patagonia.
Their Patagonia actually has a significant invasive species problem. Because various species were brought into Patagonia because there weren't a lot of native species. One of the big ones was beavers.
Really?
Yeah, they released beavers in Patagonia to layer onto the beaver skin hat trade. And but as a lot of those broader schemes are, is by the time they got enough beavers in the general population to become valuable, the beaver hide price kind of collapsed on itself. And so now there's beavers in Patagonia that are an invasive species, and they cause a lot of destruction to the trees out there.
Like the rabbits that were brought to Australia.
Oh yeah.
That was a dumb move.
Yeah.
I'm a lay person, and even I know that was a really dumb move.
Let's let rabbits go in Australia so that we have something that the rich people can go hunt. What could ever go wrong with that plan? Well, that's not that much different than the Spanish releasing pigs into the
U.S.
The U.S.
So those are some big cows.
Yeah, they are.
And there's a very clear sign there that says, "Do not enter." And beyond that is that mine works.
Yeah, so
I'm going to say we will honor.
careless match destroys.
This meadow is just
It's pretty.
fascinatingly beautiful. Can you imagine riding a horse through here? You go through all that mountain, and all of a sudden you come out onto this meadow.
Oh, you'd get off and let your horse just eat, but yeah.
I'm stopping and looking at it, going,
Well, there's a reason why both the Apaches and the Comanches, once horses showed up, they were able to leverage them in a lot of ways, and especially during the season. This is when the mares are going to get pregnant, and
So if I'm a cowboy though, and I come through that mountain, come down to that big meadow,
Yeah.
right away the first thing I'm looking at is, where are the big trees so I can build me a house? Because I'm staying.
yeah, find yourself a spring or a well and stick it out.
Whatever's on the other side of the meadow, I don't care about. This would be my paradise. This is beautiful.
It's interesting. One of the authors I hated when I was a kid, but I've come to appreciate a bit more, was Louis L'Amour. And he talked a lot of his books are set in this area of the United States, the Southwest, Arizona, New Mexico, a little bit of Southern California, near the Mexican border, because A, there weren't a lot of people here. B, there were a lot of legends and lore about small micro communities that just kind of popped up out of nowhere. And, you know, there was gold to be had if you could find it. Yeah, you got a primitive road thing going on over there. We got a ranch head here. Yeah.
Well, I'm worried about two things.
What?
The temperature gauge.
Are you getting hot?
Yeah, it's running up and down pretty fast. Which
We need to get water in there.
we need to put some water in there, and also being in two-wheel drive quite a bit, and we need to look for a gas station in the next 50 miles.
All right. Well, the Washington site's in 5, and if we need to just stop after 2, I think that's maybe good enough for today.
Yeah,
Rather have that than explode something.
we've got an hour worth of video at least.
Well, and we're still recording.
Oh,
Right now, yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
Well, there you go, folks. That's part of the discussion.
There you go.
Of what happens when you go out and adventure with the S.G.O.C.C.
Sometimes the vehicle doesn't work good. But no, what I was pointing out was a lot of the locations. Yeah, you got
Somebody
it.
did exactly what I thought.
Yeah, they put a little ranch out here.
There's it looks like a well, and somebody built a homestead, and it's absolutely beautiful.
And that's what I was getting at, is that Louis L'Amour books cover that a lot, whether it's the book Honda that was made in the movie or otherwise. But wherever a group of settlers, whether those were Catholic priests setting up a church or whoever, wherever they could find a water supply that was year-round. It didn't even have to be very much of a water supply. It could be a little trickle that came out of a rock, but you could get 5 gallons or 10 gallons an hour out of it. That was enough to water livestock, to keep people watered, and so searching for those springs and those spots, even today you'll stumble across old ruins of churches or small settlements, and places like the one we were just at. It kind of gives an air of mystery to this particular region. So
Yeah. And there's when you hear people say Southeast Arizona, a lot of people don't understand that it's not the Mojave Desert. This is what's called the high desert. Yes, we're almost a mile above sea level. Yes, we have lots of conifer forests, pine forests, forests of many kinds. If you look around the area around the Grand Canyon, huge forest lands. And getting out and exploring Southeast Arizona gets you to places like this. And folks, you gotta hear me here. It's well worth the time and effort to drive and explore these areas. The beauty is unmatched. The adventure is unmatched. The things you will see and experience. Bring your kids, man. This is lifetime changing stuff. This is lifetime memory stuff. Your kids will think about this trip that you bring them on out here for the rest of their lives. They'll treasure it. Get them out of a notebook or a tablet or a cell phone and go out and live life, man. Whatever happens inside a tablet or on a game cannot compare with coming out and experiencing the world. Look at this terrain on both sides of the car as we're going up. This hasn't changed much in thousands of years. This is what's valuable in the world, not city stuff. This. And it should be noted that of the pioneers that came through here and established towns and settlements, a good portion of them were Mormon. I'm not going to say anything plus minus.
No, a lot of the early settlements were settled by Mormons, and they partially because they, generally speaking, had pretty good relations with the Native Americans over others.
And let's not forget, the city of Tucson exists because of the Mormon Battalion.
Tucson, Phoenix, well, even the San Pedro River Basin region, which is near Fort Huachuca, where we went to the other day, that was originally settled by Mormons. They eventually withdrew during, I'm gonna forget which war it was. It was one of the border skirmish wars, but absolutely.
That is a four-wheel drive track.
Yeah, yeah.
This is a four-wheel drive. If we had lots of gas,
That's a four-wheel
and
drive
extra
track there.
stuff,
Yeah.
I would adventure up there. But
Time and place.
yeah, we're starting to get to the point where rigs are getting a little warm, and got to start thinking about gas. And we've been. It's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. We started this at 10.
We're gonna hit the Washington site, I guess, a Washington City homestead site, and we'll do a final check there, and then we're gonna be headed out. In the meantime, this is a Fun Brothers production. Though I could say it's a Fun Brother production because the pluralism isn't going on, but we'll see you at Washington.